TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Yeah. Memories of your series with Bam Bam.
Oh, fantastic. Love being with Bam Bam, the Beast of the East. And absolutely awesome. I mean, he's another one that I wish, I just seen an article with him down in Florida. He just got in a motorcycle accident just not too long ago. I would love to see him be able to step back into the squared circle if he could really go. But the article talks about that his body's just killing him, and taking pain pills all the time. And I know he's also dealt with some other personal things in his life. And, WWE now today, it's a total different company. It's no different than what it was before. But, it's a publicly held company now.
Right.
And Vince is very, very serious about, what he has there, and, you got to be right, because you're representing a company that has its shareholders. You're representing, again, what Vince McMahon owns,
Right.
So, I'd love to see him get back in the squared circle, but I know he's got to overcome his body and again, the injury that he just had. But man, we had fantastic matches. What a great worker.
Yeah.
What a great worker. We had matches that we had. One match I remember in Madison Square Garden. It was just Bam Bam with his tattooed head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was down on the floor and we had a heated feud. I mean, it was a heated feud and we would really go at each other in the ring. I jumped over through the second and third rope. I just went like a rocket, and went like a spear.
Right.
And hit him outside. And when he went back, his head hit one of the guardrails. But when his head hit the guardrail, it hit down at the bottom. You know how they clip those guardrails and they hook them by a little peg?
Okay.
So they can't move?
Yeah, I know you.
Well, it was one of the end ones, and that peg was sticking up. His head hit it, and that thing actually went in his head, okay? And he pulled his head off of it. I mean, it actually went in, made a hole in his head.
Wow.
And he got back in the ring, okay? And here he's standing up in the ring, and I'm coming in behind him, but here's Bam Bam, and blood's just gushing out. And I'll never forget it, man. Here's Bam Bam, blood gushing out. Bam Bam, tough.
Right.
Didn't even phase him. Blood, and it just, you're looking at Bam Bam, this big guy with tattoos and blood's coming down. Yeah. Madison Square Garden, big filled house. Right. I'll never forget the match that we had, and just unbelievable match. And then, doing the end, I start making my comeback, the big war dance, It was always exciting to wrestle at Madison Square Garden because that's the history of WWF. It was like their backyard, It was always their building. It has always been. And all the boys would always be standing at the curtain watching that match. Mr. Vince McMahon would always be there. So you always wanted to even work even harder. But I'll never forget, I'm doing this war dance. And Bam Bam jumps up in the air and spins up in the air and gives me like a savate kick to the back of my head. Boom! I go down to the mat. Right. The whole building. I mean, they're popping with me dancing. All of a sudden they go, whoa! Bam Bam stands up, like he always would, blood down his face. He's looking at the crowd that way. Meantime, I pop right back up and I'm standing behind him, with my hair and all of a sudden I start dancing in place and the ring starts bouncing and he starts hearing a pop and he turns around, he sees me, he's like, he wants to kill me. Right. So he runs at me, and I duck a big old clothesline, hit the rope, and then come back and just nail him with a tomahawk. And when he goes down, man, the place just went nuts. And then I started dancing, and that's when it was all over for Bam Bam Bigelow. Right. So I'll never forget that Madison Square Garden with Bam Bam Bigelow. But it was like we had those kind of matches everywhere. It was just perfect chemistry, great worker. It just meshed. It was such a great angle, and what Vince put together there was great. It was a moneymaker.
Cool. You wrestled, memories of working the USWA shows against Jerry Lawler.
Oh my gosh. Memphis. Unbelievable. I mean, Memphis is the only place that you can go and you can be, a superstar at World Wrestling Entertainment, WWF during that time, and then going to Memphis. You're a baby face, and you go into Memphis and you're wrestling Lawler, and they're booing you. You're going, wait a minute. You've been watching WWF. What's going on here? But it's the funniest thing because they had already programmed it. listen, Tatanka, when you get there, don't be shocked. It's Jerry Lawler's town.
Right.
They're going to be booing you. Yeah. Don't be shocked. But I was really shocked. It was like, wow. But I enjoyed it because, here I am, and I hadn't had the opportunity to be a heel yet. This was like, where I'm right in the middle of my baby face, run, and everything's going fantastic, and I'm wrestling Jerry Lawler, and I actually beat Jerry Lawler.
Right.
Beat him for the belt and everything, and they come back and he beat me, but it was like fantastic because, man, they loved him there.
Yeah.
Still love him there.
What are your thoughts on him, on Lawler?
My thoughts on him is he's very, very talented, witty, quick on the mic.
Right.
What he does as far as his position in the world of professional wrestling, you have to be quick.
Yeah. You
have to be like a Bobby Heenan. Mm-hmm. Bobby Heenan was so fantastic. Just like Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah.
These guys, they didn't have to pull. It was so second nature for them to say something. Bobby Heenan was so quick to say something. It was just so funny. It's just like, oh my, you just want to laugh.
Yeah.
Circle the wagons. It's Tatanka. Oh my God.
Right.
Indian, here comes that stinging.
Yeah.
It just the things that he would do. Same thing with Jerry Lawler. Mm-hmm. He was just very, very quick, very, very witty, could talk away, doesn't get scared about the camera.
Right.
And that's what you need in that position. So he's got the experience. He's got the talent, definitely.
TitleMatchNetwork.com